Welcome to this tutorial brought to you from To The Tick. On today's subject is the bullish pennant, and technical analysis and experience with charting price patterns has put the pennant in a group known as a continuation pattern. Now what that means, continuation, is we get to see the entire pattern, the whole pattern. We get to see it unfold before our eyes, and then we can take a trade looking for what comes next. So the pattern itself also offers us guidelines for risk to reward. So, why would we want to trade that? Because it really doesn't matter what we want to trade. These pennants are found in both bullish and bearish conditions in all markets, time frames, and price ranges. They happen a lot. They're really reliable, and they're really quite easy to see once we learn what they look like and we understand their characteristics. So today we're going to focus completely on the bullish pennant. So when looking for price patterns, it really helps to be able to get an image in your head and see why somebody would name it the name that they have. And that's what we're going to start with here. This would be a bullish pennant. It is considered bullish because where the base is planted is low, and it is going higher to the tip of the pole, the little knob on the top. So when you look at it from a price action standpoint, you'd be looking for a base of support and then a nice high push and a higher price. Pole, part one, every pennant must have a pole. So let's just get that out of the way. Must have a pole, or you're not even bothering to look for the pattern. So first characteristic, must have the pole, otherwise no pattern. Now the pennant is part two. Notice that it's also attached up to the tip of the pole, and it's attached somewhere along the back side of the pole. And again, this is a very picture classic kind of looking pennant. It's short and squatty, but it's looking at as a visual representation of price action being range bound here on the top and range bound on the bottom, and them getting squeezed to the middle in what they call an apex. Now again, as if it's going to be a continuation pattern, we're looking from what comes from this picture and then what comes next. So let's look at it as traders would look at it, and that would be in the real world. And again, we're coming from a bullish base of support. We are looking today at the bullish pennant, and the first thing we need to do is get those bulls finally getting a chance to get through that overhead resistance where they've been sitting here and building this big base of support. So again, big base, surge in volume, surge in price. Can they hold it? Yes, it's a breakout, and now we're running, and you are watching the formation of the pole. So this is the actual creation of the pole. It's tilted, yes, because price action doesn't go straight up on each bar, but it's tilted towards the price action, and then you get your first bar or two that gives you a pull back, and then your second swing effort to the top. So you'll notice that we've now had a swing top coming from the base of bullish support as a breakout, bullishly. Our pole's been created, part one. Now we're working on part two, which is the pennant part of the formation, and in order to have that, we have to know where the top of the pole is. Right? And then we can draw our overhead immediate definition of resistance, the highs that they cannot get through, overhead resistance now. And notice that the backside support is where that first swing low pulls back and finds support. Point 1, point 2. You'll notice that this is now a higher level of support from the bulls. The pennant shape is what's called converging lines. That means that this is inclined towards the upper line, and the orange line is inclined toward the lower line, converging to what's called this apex, a perfect looking point. Well, pennants won't necessarily have that perfect point, but the concept here is here. And again, you're looking for this to be a pause in the action as far as a price pattern, and then we want to see them stay in this range bound definition of resistance and support until they squeeze themselves over to a point. Can you see the pennant? Now, if it's a continuation pattern, as a trader, we want to be able to see this part of it. And this is what it's going to look like on your charts. Pause. It should feel like a pause. And then we're going to be able to take our measured move out of our pole, add that to where our breakout line is over here, and that's what creates a beautiful looking bullish pennant. But once and if we get what we're looking for, which is a new breakout on price, and they hold it and confirm and start running, now we're going to be looking at a bullish definition of a bullish continuation pattern. It's no longer just a pennant. Now it's a beautiful continuation pattern. So again, three parts: the pole, the pennant, and then the what comes next. In summation, the very most important part is the pole, the characteristics of the pole coming from that bullish base, breaking through a big line of resistance. And again, the more energy, meaning the straighter and higher the prices go, the better. Keep that volume really surging. And again, then the pause is the pennant. We're looking for it to be brief, 2 or 3 swings max, little in the way of a pullback, converging support and resistance lines, and then looking for the apex to push to new volume and new prices and get another surge out of those trending bullish support. And we're going to target that measured move and take that entire length of that pole as our next target area. Thank you very much. This has been tutorial today brought to you from To The Tick on the bullish pennant. We encourage you to please come to our website, and we have tons of great educational material. So come over and subscribe and check us out. Thank you. Bye.